Before we dive in, please remember that this presentation is for informational purposes only. The strategies discussed are based on our experience and research, but every business is unique. You should always consult with your own business advisors before making significant technological or financial decisions. What if I told you the single biggest threat to your company in 2026 isn't your competition? It's not the economy, it's not AI taking over the world. It's the gap between what your customers expect and what you actually deliver. Right now, for most businesses, that gap is a crack in the pavement. By 2026, it's going to be the Grand Canyon, and businesses are going to fall into it and disappear. Picture this. A customer, let's call her Jessica from Austin, Texas, just bought your flagship product. She's excited. She feels like she made a great decision. She goes to your website to register the warranty, and the link is broken. Annoying, but okay. She finds the support page and tries the chatbot. The bot is useless. It's a glorified FAQ that can't understand the phrase, "Register my new product." So she calls your support line. She navigates an endless phone tree, only to be put on hold for 22 minutes, listening to the worst hold music ever created. Finally, a human picks up, but they're in the wrong department. They transfer her. She has to explain her entire situation all over again. By the time she finally hangs up the phone, that initial excitement, that new customer glow, it's gone. It has been completely replaced by frustration and regret. You didn't just fail a support interaction. You poisoned a relationship. You lost a brand advocate. You probably lost all her future business. And the worst part is, from your perspective, the ticket was resolved. You have no idea this disaster even happened. That entire chaotic, disjointed, and soul-crushing experience is the gap. It's the canyon. It's a series of disconnected systems, different logins, siloed departments, and broken digital pathways that make it painful to be your customer. And in a world where customers have infinite choice, pain is a death sentence for a brand. The only way to survive and thrive heading into 2026 is to close that gap, to build a bridge over that canyon, to create a single, unified, branded digital headquarters for your customers, a place where they can buy, get help, track their orders, connect with other users, learn new skills, give you feedback, and feel like they are part of something bigger than just a transaction. This isn't just a customer portal. That's old thinking. This is a customer experience hub. It's a fortress of loyalty. And today, we are going to show you how to build that fortress using the most powerful platform on the planet for this exact purpose: Salesforce Experience Cloud. But this isn't going to be a boring technical manual. We're not going to just click through features. We're going to fundamentally reframe how you think about your relationship with your customers. We're looking at the future, at 2026, because the decisions you make and the foundation you lay this year will determine whether you're a market leader or a forgotten memory. Why is this so urgent right now? 3 massive shifts are happening. First, customer expectations are skyrocketing. Thanks to companies like Amazon, Netflix, and Apple, your customers now expect a seamless, personalized, on-demand experience from everyone, including you. They don't care if you're a 5-person startup or a Fortune 500 company. Their patience for friction is zero. Second, the world of digital marketing is having an earthquake. The death of the third-party cookie means that all that data you used to buy or rent to target customers, it's vanishing. If you don't own your customer data, if you don't have a direct line to your audience in a space you control, you are going to be flying blind. You'll be screaming into the wind, paying more and more to reach fewer and fewer people. And third, the very nature of brand loyalty has changed. People don't just want to buy from a company, they want to belong to a community. They want to connect with other people who share their interests and values. They want to be heard, to co-create, to be part of the story. Your brand is no longer what you tell people it is. It's what your customers tell each other it is. You need to give them a place to have that conversation. So, over the course of this video, we're going to give you the blueprint. We'll break down the 3 pillars of a world-class customer experience hub. We will show you precisely how innovative companies are using Experience Cloud to not just solve problems, but to create rabid fans. And most importantly, we're going to give you a strategic framework you can take back to your team and start using immediately to map out your own journey to 2026. This is about transforming your business from a simple vendor into an indispensable partner in your customers' lives. To do that, we have to start by killing an old, outdated idea. It's the idea that has secretly been holding your business back for years. It's the idea of the transactional relationship. For decades, business has operated on a very simple, reactive model. A customer has a problem or a question. They reach out to you through a specific channel: phone, email, maybe a web form. You solve that one specific issue. The ticket is closed. The interaction ends. The customer goes away until they have another problem. You see the pattern? It's a series of starts and stops. It's fragmented. Each interaction exists in a vacuum. Your support team is a cost center, a team of firefighters whose only job is to put out fires as they pop up. Your website is a catalog. Your marketing is a megaphone. It's all one-way communication, punctuated by moments of crisis. That model is dead. It is a relic of a bygone era. The future, the 2026 model, is about creating a continuous, evolving, and value-packed journey. It's about building an ecosystem where your customer is always in. They're not just coming to you when something is broken. They're coming to you to learn, to grow, to connect, and to contribute. It's proactive, not reactive. It's a relationship, not a series of transactions. Let me give you an analogy. The old transactional model is like a vending machine. A customer is thirsty, they walk up to your machine, put in $1, get a soda, and walk away. The entire relationship is defined by that single functional exchange. You, the vending machine owner, have no idea who that person is, why they chose your soda, or if they'll ever come back. You just hope they do. The new model, the Experience Cloud model, is like a membership to an exclusive club. Let's say it's a high-end coffee club. When a customer joins, they don't just get a bag of coffee. They get access to the clubhouse, a beautiful branded online space. Inside, they can track their shipments, of course, but they can also watch tutorials from master baristas on how to brew the perfect cup. They can join a forum to discuss tasting notes with other coffee lovers from around the country. They can sign up for exclusive virtual tasting events. They can submit their own ideas for the next blend. The club isn't just selling them a product. It's providing them an entire world of value, community, and belonging, all centered around their passion. The coffee is just the ticket to entry. Salesforce Experience Cloud is the platform that lets you build that digital clubhouse for your business. It doesn't matter if you sell software, or manufacturing equipment, or financial services, or designer sneakers. The principle is exactly the same. You stop thinking like a vending machine, a transactional provider of goods and services, and you start thinking like the founder of an exclusive club. A club your customers never want to leave. This is the fundamental mindset shift. It's the move from simply serving customers to building a thriving community. And that community becomes your single greatest competitive advantage. It's a moat your competition can't cross because they can copy your product, they can copy your pricing, but they cannot copy the relationships and the sense of belonging you have built with your people. That is your fortress. And now we're going to start drawing the architectural plans. So what do these plans look like? Forget lines on a page. Think of it as designing a living, breathing city for your customers. A digital metropolis where they don't just visit, they reside. And the very first thing any great city planner does is survey the land. They understand the terrain. In our world, that terrain is the customer journey. And right now, for most businesses, that journey looks less like a superhighway and more like a series of disconnected, pothole-ridden country roads. Let me tell you about a company, we'll call them Oraglow. They make phenomenal high-end skincare products. Their Instagram is gorgeous, their ads are brilliant, they're getting tons of first-time buyers. But their repeat purchase rate is in the gutter. Why? Because the moment you become a customer, you fall off a cliff. You have a question about an ingredient? You send an email, wait 48 hours for a generic reply. Your package is late? You send a DM on Instagram, which gets ignored for a day until someone tells you to send an email. You want to know the best way to combine two of their products? You might find an answer from a random influencer on TikTok, but you won't find it from Oraglow. Each of these interactions is a dead end, a cul-de-sac. The customer is forced to be the messenger, carrying information from one department to another, re-explaining their problem over and over. This isn't a journey, it's a gauntlet. And by 2026, customers simply will not tolerate it. The expectation is already shifting, and by then it will be cemented. Customers expect a unified, intelligent, and proactive experience. They don't just want their problems solved, they want them anticipated. They don't just want to buy a product, they want to be part of the brand's world. Oraglow's problem is that their customer data, their support channels, their marketing, and their community are all in different silos. They're trying to build a fortress with stones that don't fit together, held by crumbling mortar. Their email system doesn't talk to their social media team. Their sales data is separate from their support tickets. It's chaos. And this is where we lay the foundation of our fortress. This is where Salesforce Experience Cloud comes in, not as a piece of software, but as the master plan for our entire city. The core principle, the bedrock on which everything else is built, is the idea of a single source of truth. Imagine for a second that every single touchpoint a customer has with Oraglow, every purchase, every email, every support ticket, every website visit, every community post, all flows into one single unified profile, a living document of that customer's entire relationship with the brand. Suddenly, the support agent answering the email doesn't just see a ticket number. They see that this is Sarah. She's been a customer for 3 years. She always buys the vitamin C serum. She recently clicked on an ad for a new moisturizer, and she left a 5-star review 6 months ago. The agent isn't just solving a problem. They're continuing a conversation. They can say, "Hi Sarah, I see your package is delayed. I'm so sorry about that. I've just expedited a new one for you. By the way, I noticed you've been looking at our new Hydro Boost moisturizer. Since your favorite serum is our vitamin C, you'll love how they work together. I've put a free sample in your new shipment. Do you see the difference? That is not a transaction. That is a relationship. That is turning a moment of friction into a moment of delight. That is the 2026 standard. And you cannot do that when your data is scattered to the 4 winds. Experience Cloud is the tool that brings it all home. It acts as the central hub, the city center, connecting all those disparate roads into a seamless transportation network. Now, this city we're building has different districts, designed for different residents. And this is the first architectural choice you have to make. Salesforce breaks this down beautifully into 3 core types of experiences. But let's call them what they really are. First, you have the customer community. This is your city's public square. This is where your customers gather. It's not just a boring FAQ page. It is a dynamic living space. It's a forum where they can ask questions and get answers not just from your support team, but from other power users. It's a knowledge base where they can find articles and video tutorials on how to get the most out of your products. It's where you can host groups for specific interests, run contests, gather feedback, and identify your most passionate advocates. For Oraglow, this would be a place where customers share their skincare routines, post before and after photos, and hype each other up. They are no longer just consumers, they are members of a club. They are building the culture and therefore the loyalty for you. You are simply providing the space. Second, you have the partner portal. This is the guild hall, the merchants exchange. This is a private, secure district for your business partners, your resellers, your distributors, your affiliates, your suppliers. The old way of doing this is through endless email chains, outdated spreadsheets, and lost attachments. It's inefficient and infuriating. The 2026 way is a centralized hub where partners can log in and get everything they need. They can access sales collateral, register new leads, track commissions, get product training, and collaborate with your internal teams, all in one place. For Oraglow, this means the boutique spas that carry their products can instantly see inventory levels, place new orders, and download the latest marketing materials without ever having to call someone. By making it easy to do business with you, you become their preferred partner. You are building loyalty not just with your end users, but up and down your entire supply chain. Third, you have the employee community. This is the command center, the castle keep. It might seem strange to talk about employees in a customer relationship discussion, but it is the most critical piece of the puzzle. Your employees are the architects and the guardians of the customer experience. If they don't have the right tools, if they can't find the right information, the entire city falls apart. An employee community connects everyone in your organization. It breaks down departmental silos. Your marketing team can see the real-time feedback coming from the customer forums. Your product development team can see the most common support issues and use that insight to build better products. Your sales team can collaborate with support to solve a customer's problem before it jeopardizes a deal. It's about creating a hive mind, a single cohesive team that is completely aligned around the customer. Customer Square, Partner Guild Hall, Employee Command Center. These aren't just 3 separate websites. They are 3 interconnected districts of the same city, all built on that same foundational bedrock, your unified Salesforce data. A customer's question in the public square can automatically create a case that your employee sees in the command center. A partner's sales lead in the guild hall instantly syncs with your sales team's pipeline. It's a seamless flow of information. It's a virtuous cycle. This is the fundamental shift. We're moving away from the old model of a company broadcasting a message out to a passive audience. We are architecting a space where customers, partners, and employees can create value together. The brand is no longer the hero of the story. It is the world builder, the facilitator. You are providing the platform for your people, all of your people, to connect, to collaborate, and to belong. By 2026, your website can't just be a digital brochure. Your social media can't just be an advertising channel. They must be gateways into this immersive world you've built. A world where the lines between customer, advocate, and partner begin to blur. A world built on a foundation of trust and shared data. This is the blueprint. This is the grand design. But a plan is just a piece of paper until you start laying the stones. And the very first stone, the cornerstone of this entire fortress, is understanding precisely who you are building it for. Before we can build the walls, we must know the citizens. So we're going to conduct a census. Not a census of names and addresses, but a census of needs, frustrations, and ambitions. In the world of 2026, the generic user is a ghost. It doesn't exist. Trying to build a single portal for a user is like building a city with only one type of building. A building meant to be a hospital, a school, and a fire station all at once. Fails at everything because it's designed for no one. Instead, we must identify the distinct populations within our kingdom. These are your Experience Cloud personas. And they are not flat, lifeless demographic buckets. They are living, breathing archetypes of the real people you serve. Let's meet a few of them. First, there's David. David the distributor. He's a B2B partner. He's been moving your product for 12 years. David doesn't care about your brand's latest sustainability initiative or the slick new marketing video. He wakes up at 5 a.m., his phone is already buzzing, and his day is a relentless battle against the clock. What does David need? He needs to know, right now, how many units of SKU number 74B are in the Chicago warehouse. He needs to place a bulk order with tiered pricing that reflects his partner level, and he needs to track the shipment of an order he placed last Tuesday. Before your Experience Cloud Fortress, David's life was a special kind of hell. He'd call a dedicated partner line, navigate a phone tree that felt like a labyrinth designed by a madman, and wait on hold for 20 minutes listening to distorted Vivaldi, only to get a rep who had to put him on hold again to check a different system. Or he'd log into a clunky ancient partner portal that looked like it was designed in 1998, a portal that timed out every 7 minutes and where the search function was more of a suggestion than a tool. For David, every interaction with your company was friction. It was a tax on his time and his patience. He sells your product because he has to, not because he wants to. And he is actively, desperately looking for a supplier who can make his life 1% easier. David isn't just a B2B partner persona. He is the efficiency-obsessed veteran. His core desire is speed. His greatest fear is a bottleneck. Now let's travel to another part of the kingdom. Meet Chloe. Chloe the connoisseur. She's a B2C customer. She didn't just buy your product. She invested in it. She bought your top-of-the-line premium offering. She spent weeks researching, read every review, and chose you over all your competitors. The sale is done. But for Chloe, the relationship has just begun. She sees her purchase as an entry ticket into an exclusive club. She wants to register her warranty, access tutorials on advanced features, and connect with other people who love the product as much as she does. She wants to feel seen and valued, not forgotten the second her credit card was approved. What was Chloe's old reality? She gets an email confirmation of her order, and then silence. Crickets. When she has a question about a specific feature, she's directed to a generic FAQ page that answers questions a 5-year-old would ask. When she wants to connect with other users, she has to hunt down a subreddit or an unofficial Facebook group, where misinformation and complaints run rampant, poisoning the brand you spent millions to build. She feels abandoned. The post-purchase excitement curdles into buyer's remorse. Chloe is now a detractor, telling her friends that while the product is great, the company just doesn't care. Chloe isn't a post-sale B2C customer. She is the brand evangelist in waiting. Her core desire is belonging. Her greatest fear is being treated like a transaction. And we can't forget the citizens inside the castle walls. Meet Mark. Mark the manager. He's a regional sales director for your company. He's an internal user, and his experience is just as critical. Mark manages a team of 15 sales reps scattered across 3 states. He lives and dies by his dashboard. He needs to see his team's pipeline, their quota attainment, and their activity logs in real time. He needs access to the latest training materials to onboard a new hire, a central place to share battle cards for a new competitor, and a way to collaborate with the marketing team on regional campaigns. Mark's world before Experience Cloud was a chaotic mess of spreadsheets, shared drives, endless email chains, and 3 different software logins he could never remember. Data was siloed. The sales data was in Salesforce, the training docs were on a SharePoint site nobody had updated in 2 years, and collaboration happened in a flurry of emails with 10 people CC'd and version control nightmares on attachments. It took him 2 hours every Monday morning just to cobble together a report on his team's performance. He was managing his data instead of leading his people. He felt more like an administrator than a director. Mark isn't an internal sales manager. He is the data-driven leader. His core desire is clarity. His greatest fear is flying blind. David, Chloe, and Mark. 3 different people from 3 different worlds, with 3 radically different sets of needs, fears, and definitions of success. The old way of thinking was to build one portal and hope it kinda sorta worked for all of them. The result? It worked for none of them. It was a compromise that satisfied no one. It was a fortress with gates that were too small for the supply wagons, walls that were too low for the sentries, and a town square with no room for the citizens. The fundamental shift that Experience Cloud enables, and the mindset you must adopt for 2026, is this. You are not building one site. You are building multiple, highly specific, surgically precise experiences that all live on a single unified platform. You are building a dedicated, streamlined trading post for David. You are building an exclusive, vibrant community hub for Chloe. And you are building a powerful, integrated command center for Mark. This is the process of audience segmentation on steroids. We're moving beyond simple demographics, age, location, job title. That's the black and white television of customer understanding. We are moving into the 4K high-definition world of psychographics. What are their goals? What does a win look like in their day? What are the pebbles in their shoes that drive them crazy? What information do they need at their fingertips to feel powerful, efficient, and in control? Answering these questions is the non-negotiable first step. You must conduct these interviews. You must survey your users. You must sit with your Davids, your Chloes, and your Marks and map out their daily journeys. You have to understand their world so intimately that you can design a digital experience that feels less like a website and more like an extension of their own mind, a tool so intuitive it anticipates their next move. Because when you do this, something magical happens. David stops looking for other suppliers because logging into your portal is the easiest 5 minutes of his day. Chloe becomes your most passionate advocate, creating user-generated content in your community and defending your brand online because she feels like a true member of the family. And Mark gets 2 hours back in his week, which he uses to coach his team, leading to a 10% increase in regional sales. This isn't just about building a better website. This is about fundamentally re-architecting your relationships. It's about transforming friction into flow, transactions into loyalty, and data chaos into strategic clarity. We've done our census. We've walked the streets of our kingdom and listened to the citizens. We know who we are building for. We know their names, we know their needs, and we know their nightmares. Now, with this deep, empathetic understanding as our foundation, we can finally begin to draw the blueprints. We can start designing the specific architecture of each of their unique experiences. What features does David need versus Chloe? What data objects must be surfaced for Mark? How do we design the navigation, the components, and the information hierarchy for each of them? We have met the citizens. Now we must draw the blueprints for their homes, their marketplaces, and their town squares. And that's where the real magic of Experience Cloud begins to take shape. Drawing these blueprints doesn't mean starting with a blank sheet of paper and a pencil. In the world of 2026, that's architectural malpractice. Salesforce understands that speed, consistency, and proven design are paramount. So instead of handing you a shovel and pointing to a patch of dirt, they give you something far more powerful: a portfolio of prefabricated, architect-designed model homes. These are the Experience Cloud templates. Think of templates as the master plans for different types of communities. You wouldn't use the blueprint for a quiet suburban neighborhood to build a bustling financial district. They serve different purposes, house different populations, and require different infrastructure. Salesforce gets this. They've pre-built the core infrastructure for the most common digital communities you'll ever need to create. Let's walk through the 2 most foundational blueprints. First, you have the customer service template. This is your master plan residential community. It's designed from the ground up for self-sufficiency and support. The roads are already paved to lead citizens directly to a public library. That's your knowledge base, filled with articles and FAQs. There's a town hall already built. That's your case management system, where they can submit issues and track their resolution. There's a community forum, a digital town square, already wired up with chatter for peer-to-peer support. Everything a customer needs to solve their own problems, find answers, and feel supported is already framed out. The plumbing, the electrical, the foundational code, it's already there, saving you thousands of hours of custom development. Then you have the Partner Central template. This isn't a residential suburb. This is the blueprint for your city's central business district. It's built for commerce, for deals, for growth. The infrastructure here isn't about support cases. It's about revenue. It comes with pre-built skyscrapers for lead distribution and deal registration. It has a stock exchange for opportunity management, where partners can track their pipeline with you in real time. It includes a marketing development fund headquarters, allowing partners to request and manage co-op marketing budgets. It's a turnkey ecosystem designed to make it incredibly easy for your partners to sell with you and for you. And there are many more of these templates for customer account portals, for B2B commerce storefronts, for industry-specific solutions. Each one is a strategic starting point, a best practice framework that accelerates your project from months to weeks, or even days. Choosing a template is the single most important decision you'll make in this early stage. It's like deciding whether to build a city in the mountains or on the coast. The terrain, the starting point, dictates everything that follows. But here's where it gets truly transformative. A template isn't a rigid, unchangeable prison. It's a foundation. Once you've chosen your blueprint, Salesforce hands you the keys to the construction site. This is the Experience Builder. The Experience Builder is your command center, your cockpit, your architectural design studio. It's where you go from a generic blueprint to a custom-built, branded, living and breathing digital destination. Forget writing complex code. This is a world of drag and drop, of clicks not code, of intuitive design. Imagine you're standing on your plot of land, looking at the framed-out buildings from your chosen template. To your left is the component palette. This is your infinite warehouse of building materials. It's not just raw materials like bricks and lumber. It contains fully functional, prefabricated parts. You need a list of trending articles from your knowledge base? Drag the trending articles component onto the page. Boom, it's there, and it's already connected to your data. You need a place for users to ask a question? Drag the question component over. You need to show a detailed report from your Salesforce CRM? Drag the report chart component over. These aren't just static boxes. These are live, data-driven windows directly into your Salesforce mothership. This is the magic. You're not building a separate, disconnected website that needs complex integrations. You are literally building a new neighborhood on the continent of Salesforce itself. The components are native. They speak the language of your data fluently, without any need for a translator. This is how you can display a customer's specific case history or a partner's unique sales pipeline, securely and in real time. You just drag the component and it works. The main area in front of you is the canvas. This is your actual web page, your live preview. You're not guessing what things will look like. You are sculpting the user experience in real time. You pick up a component from your warehouse and you place it on the canvas exactly where you want it. This is digital urban planning. You decide the layout of the streets, the placement of the parks, the flow of traffic. Then, to your right, you have the property editor. Once you've placed a component, say that report chart, the property editor comes to life. This is your fine-tuning toolkit. It's the interior designer's swatchbook and the building inspector's clipboard all in one. You can change the report the chart is pulling from. You can change the title, change the colors, decide who gets to see it. You can configure every last detail without writing a single line of code. Want to change the headline of a text block? Click on it. Type in the property editor. Want to change the number of records displayed in a list? Click, select a new number. It's this constant, immediate feedback loop. Drag, place, configure. That makes building so incredibly fast and powerful. Now, a city with well-designed buildings is great, but a city with a cohesive architectural style, a unifying aesthetic, is what makes it a world-class destination. This is where themes and branding come in. A theme is the architectural DNA of your city. It ensures that whether a citizen is in the customer service suburb or the partner business district, they feel like they're in the same city. In the branding panel, you define your city's official colors, its logos, its typography. You upload your primary brand color, and Experience Cloud is smart enough to use it consistently across buttons, links, and headers. You set your page background, your text colors. This is the equivalent of passing a citywide ordinance that all street signs must use a certain font, that all public benches must be a certain color. It creates instant brand recognition and a sense of trust. But what if you want to get more granular? The theme settings allow you to control the layout and style of the entire site. You can change the fundamental structure of your headers, your navigation, your search bars. Do you want a modern, minimalist city with a sleek, compact header? Or a more traditional, expansive one with wide navigation menus? The theme allows you to make these sweeping architectural decisions that affect every single street and every single building. This combination is what makes Experience Cloud so potent for 2026. You start with a proven best practice template that saves you months of work. You use the Experience Builder's drag-and-drop components to assemble and configure pages with live Salesforce data in a matter of hours. And you use the branding and theme controls to wrap the entire experience in your unique, pixel-perfect brand identity. We've laid the foundations, we've erected the buildings, and we've painted them in our city's colors. The architecture is breathtaking. But here's the billion-dollar question for 2026. What happens when a high-net-worth investor walks into the same building as a first-time homebuyer? Should they see the same lobby, the same directory, the same opportunities? Absolutely not. Our city isn't just beautiful. It needs to be intelligent. It needs to recognize its citizens and change its very structure to serve them individually. We need to move from architecture to dynamic, personalized experiences. We need to give different citizens different keys to different doors, and in some cases build entirely different doors just for them that no one else can even see. And this is where the entire game changes. Because in 2026, your Experience Cloud site stops being a static digital building and starts becoming a living, breathing entity. It becomes a chameleon. It becomes a digital concierge that knows your customer's name before they even reach the front desk. Think about it this way. Imagine you manage the most exclusive, high-tech building in the world. When a resident arrives, the building doesn't just present them with a lobby and a list of floors. No, the moment they're identified, the lighting adjusts to their preferred ambience. The elevator is already waiting, pre-programmed for their floor. The smart display in the elevator isn't showing building announcements. It's showing their personal calendar, the traffic on their route to their next meeting, and a message that their dry cleaning is ready for pickup. The experience is utterly seamless, predictive, and built around them as an individual. That building isn't just providing a service, it's anticipating needs. It's an indispensable part of their life. That is your Experience Cloud portal in 2026. And the brain, the central nervous system powering this entire intelligent building, is Salesforce Data Cloud. For years, we've talked about personalization, but what did it really mean? It meant creating an audience. If a customer is in the VIP tier, show them a special banner. If their industry is manufacturing, show them a case study about factories. That was groundbreaking a decade ago. Today it's table stakes. It's the equivalent of a doorman just saying "Good morning, sir" to everyone who walks in wearing a suit. It's a nice gesture, but it lacks genuine intimacy. The 2026 paradigm, supercharged by Data Cloud, is about moving from segmentation to a segment of one. It's not just about what group a customer belongs to. It's about who they are, what they've done, what they're doing right now, and what they're likely to do next. Data Cloud is the engine that makes this possible, because it finally solves the oldest problem in CRM: scattered data. Your customer doesn't live inside Salesforce. They live everywhere. They're opening your marketing emails in Marketo or Marketing Cloud. They're browsing your products on a Magento or a Shopify site. They're generating support tickets in Zendesk or Service Cloud. They're leaving reviews on a third-party site. They're attending your webinars hosted on Zoom. For decades, each of these touchpoints was a separate data island, a faint echo of the customer. Companies would spend millions on complex, brittle integrations to try and stitch these echoes together into a coherent picture, but it was always incomplete, always lagging behind reality. Data Cloud changes that. It's not just another database. It's a hyperscale data engine designed to ingest billions of signals from every corner of your business, and from outside your business, in near real time. It harmonizes that data, resolving identities and creating a single, unified, living profile of each customer. It doesn't just know that John Smith from Acme Corp is a customer. It knows John Smith just spent 15 minutes on the pricing page for your new enterprise solution. It knows he abandoned a shopping cart 3 days ago. It knows he has an open high-priority support ticket about a billing issue. It knows his company's stock just went up 5%. It knows everything all at once. So let's walk through what happens now. Our partner, Sarah from a major client, logs into your Experience Cloud portal. In the old world, the portal would check her profile. Okay, Sarah is in the Gold Partner audience. Show her the Gold Partner homepage. Nice. Functional. Forgettable. In the 2026 world, the moment Sarah authenticates, Experience Cloud doesn't just check her profile. It makes a real-time call to Data Cloud. And Data Cloud responds in milliseconds with a rich, unified tapestry of who Sarah is right now. It says, "This is Sarah. She's a Gold Partner, yes. But also, her company just signed a massive expansion deal 2 days ago. That's in our Sales Cloud opportunity data. She has an open high-priority support case that our service agent, Tom, just updated 5 minutes ago with a potential solution. That's from Service Cloud. She attended our AI and Logistics webinar yesterday. That's from our webinar platform data. And for the last week, 3 other people from her company have been browsing our new Predictive Fleet Management module on our public website. That's from our web analytics." Now, armed with this profound, real-time intelligence, Experience Cloud doesn't just show her the generic Gold Partner homepage. It dynamically constructs an experience just for her, in that exact moment. The hero banner at the top doesn't say, "Welcome Gold Partners." It says, "Sarah, congratulations to the team on the new expansion. Let's make it a success." Instantly, she feels seen. She feels recognized. The primary component on the page isn't the standard list of products. It's a case status component, front and center, showing her the latest update from Tom on her critical support ticket, with a button to collaborate with Tom directly. You've just saved her a phone call, an email, and a mountain of anxiety. You've anticipated her primary concern. On the right sidebar, instead of generic news, there's a component that says, "Enjoyed our AI webinar? Here's the slide deck and a private discussion forum for attendees." You're continuing the conversation, adding value beyond the event itself. And then, the most powerful part, a subtle, non-intrusive recommendation component appears. It doesn't show your most popular products. It shows the Predictive Fleet Management module. The copy says, "We see your team is exploring new efficiencies. Here's how our new module can leverage your recent expansion to cut logistics costs by 15%. And next to it is a button. Schedule a 15-minute demo with your account manager. Do you see the difference? This isn't personalization. This is prescience. You've moved from a one-to-many portal to a one-to-one relationship hub. Every single pixel on the page is there for a reason, driven by a complete understanding of Sarah's context. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is generic. The entire experience is designed to help her succeed, to solve her problems, and to guide her toward more value. This is achieved through a combination of Experience Cloud's dynamic capabilities, like page variations and component visibility, but instead of being driven by simple audience rules, they're now fueled by the rich, unified data and insight streaming from Data Cloud. You can set up rules that say, if a unified profile has a recently closed won opportunity and an open high priority case, display the case first page variation. Or if multiple individuals from the same unified account have viewed product page X more than 3 times in the last 7 days, display the proactive demo component. You stop building pages for personas and you start orchestrating experiences for people. You're no longer just providing a self-service tool. You're providing a dedicated, intelligent digital account manager for every single customer, available 24/7. This is how you build a moat around your business that competitors can't cross. They can copy your features, they can undercut your price, but they cannot replicate an experience that is deeply, intelligently, and proactively woven into your customer's success. This is the shift from a system of record to a system of intelligence and, ultimately, a system of trust. But this hyper-personalized B2B concierge experience is one side of the coin. It's powerful when you're managing hundreds or thousands of high-touch partners. But what happens when you have to manage millions? What about a B2C brand with 10 million customers? How do you scale this level of intimacy without an army of people and an infinite budget? How do you apply these same principles to a retail customer, a patient, a citizen? That's where the model has to evolve, because scaling intimacy is one of the hardest challenges in business. And it's where most companies, even with the best intentions, fall completely flat. So let's talk about the architecture of scaled intimacy, because that's what we're really building here. We're not just building a website or a portal. We're building a digital extension of your brand's relationship with every single customer. And Salesforce Experience Cloud is the blueprint for that architecture. The fundamental shift, the one that changes everything by 2026, is moving away from thinking of this as a one-way communication channel, a place where you post information and customers consume it, and toward building a dynamic, living ecosystem. A digital commons. Think of it less like a corporate headquarters and more like a town square. In a real town square, commerce happens, yes. People buy and sell. But they also gather, they talk, they solve problems together, they get help from civic services, and they see news relevant to their community. It's a multifaceted, shared space. That is the model for the future of customer relationships. Let's break down what this digital town square, built on Experience Cloud, actually looks like. First, you have the marketplace. This is the commerce engine. But it's not just a generic add-to-cart experience. This is personalized commerce at scale. For a B2B company, this means a customer can log in and see their own negotiated contract pricing, not the list price. They can see a catalog curated specifically for their industry and past purchases. They can reorder complex, multi-line item orders with a single click. Imagine a construction site manager on a tablet. It's 6 a.m. She realizes she's short on a specific type of industrial adhesive for a job starting in 2 hours. She doesn't have to call a sales rep who might still be asleep. She logs into the supplier's Experience Cloud site. Her company's account profile loads instantly. She clicks Reorder from Project X. And the system automatically knows the product, the quantity, the custom pricing, and the delivery address for that specific job site. The order is placed in 30 seconds. That's not just convenience. That's embedding your business into your customer's workflow. That's becoming indispensable. For a direct-to-consumer brand, this marketplace is about personal discovery. Using the power of Salesforce's AI Einstein, the experience is tailored to my known preferences. If I'm a coffee enthusiast who has only ever bought whole bean, single-origin Ethiopian coffee, why would the site ever show me a promotion for pumpkin spice K-cups? It shouldn't. And in this model, it won't. Instead, when I log in, the first thing I see is a new microlot from the Yirgacheffe region that just became available, along with a brewing guide specifically for that bean's flavor profile. The system knows me. It's not just trying to sell me something. It's trying to enhance my passion. It's a subtle but profound difference. It's the difference between a transaction and a relationship. Next in our town square, you have the community hall. This is perhaps the most misunderstood and underutilized aspect of customer relationship management. This is where customers connect with each other. It's the forums, the discussion groups, the user-led Q&A. Why is this so critical for 2026? Because your most passionate customers are your greatest and most scalable asset. They are your volunteer support army, your evangelists, your product innovation consultants. When you create a space for them to talk, you unlock immense value. Let's go back to that B2B equipment manufacturer. A technician in a factory in Ohio is getting a specific error code on a machine that's not in the manual. He posts a detailed question in the community forum on the manufacturer's Experience Cloud site. A few hours later, a senior technician from a completely different company in Texas, who encountered the same obscure problem 6 months ago, replies with the exact step-by-step solution, complete with a photo she took on her phone. The problem is solved. Now think about what just happened. The customer got a fast, expert solution without ever needing to open a support ticket. This saved the manufacturer's support team time and money. The technician in Ohio feels a sense of relief and gratitude. The technician in Texas feels a sense of pride and recognition for her expertise. Maybe she even gets a community expert badge on her profile for her contribution. And most importantly, that entire exchange is now indexed and searchable. The next time a customer anywhere in the world has that same problem, the answer is waiting for them. You've just scaled institutional knowledge. You've turned a single customer interaction into a permanent, reusable asset. That is the power of community. It transforms customer support from a cost center into a self-improving, value-creating ecosystem. Then you have the mayor's office. This is the official channel for service and account management. This is where the customer comes when they need direct, authoritative help from the company. In Experience Cloud, this is seamlessly integrated with Salesforce Service Cloud. This means a customer can see the status of all their open support cases. They can chat in real time with an agent who already has their entire history on screen. They can schedule a field service visit, track their financial statements, or update their account details, all through self-service. The goal here is to empower the customer and eliminate friction. Every time a customer has to pick up the phone to ask for a copy of an invoice or check the status of a support ticket, it's a point of friction. It costs both of you time and money. By 2026, the expectation will be that all of this information is available on demand. Providing this level of self-service transparency isn't a nice-to-have. It's a fundamental requirement for building trust. It shows your customer you have nothing to hide and that you respect their time. Finally, every good town square has a bulletin board. This is where you find news and information relevant to you. In our digital town square, this is the content and knowledge hub. But it's not a one-size-fits-all blog. This is where personalization becomes paramount. Using a combination of the customer's profile data, their purchase history, their community activity, and their support tickets, Experience Cloud can deliver hyper-relevant content. A patient logging into a hospital's portal won't see generic wellness tips. They'll see articles related to managing their specific condition, a reminder about their upcoming appointment, and lab results as soon as they're available. A financial services client won't see a generic market update. They'll see an analysis of how recent economic news impacts the specific stocks in their portfolio, and an invitation to a webinar with their personal financial advisor. This is about delivering signal, not noise. It's about anticipating the customer's next question and providing the answer before they even have to ask. When you bring all these elements together, the personalized marketplace, the collaborative community hall, the efficient mayor's office, and the intelligent bulletin board, you create a single, cohesive destination. A destination that is uniquely valuable to every single user. This isn't a collection of disparate features. It's a unified experience. And the glue that holds it all together is data. Every interaction, every purchase, every community post, every support ticket, every article read. It all feeds back into the Salesforce platform, creating an ever-richer 360-degree view of the customer. This virtuous cycle is what allows you to deepen the relationship over time. The more a customer engages with the experience, the more personalized and valuable it becomes for them. And the more valuable it becomes, the more they will engage. This is the flywheel effect that drives retention and loyalty in the modern economy. This is how you move beyond one-off transactions and build true, lasting customer partnerships at a scale that was previously unimaginable. But that scale introduces a new, more profound challenge. Once you've successfully onboarded thousands, or even millions of customers onto a platform, the game shifts. It's no longer about acquisition or even basic retention. The new frontier, the defining battleground for market leadership in 2026, is proactive value creation. It's about transforming your customer portal from a reactive support center into a predictive, personalized value engine. It's about knowing what your customer needs before they do, and delivering the solution on a silver platter. Let's go back to our solar company, Solar Success, and their customer, Maria. It's been a year since her installation. Her system is working perfectly. She hasn't needed to log into her portal for months. In the old world, the 2020s model, this is a success story. A quiet customer is a happy customer. But in the 2026 model, a quiet customer is a missed opportunity. An enormous ticking opportunity, because Maria's life isn't static. Her needs are changing, and if Solar Success isn't paying attention, someone else will be. Here's where the magic, powered by data, begins. Behind the scenes, Solar Success has connected their Experience Cloud to Salesforce's Data Cloud. This isn't just a database, it's a central nervous system. It's ingesting real-time data from Maria's smart meter, which shows her energy consumption. It's pulling in the production data from her solar panels. It has her original home assessment, the age of her HVAC system, and her warranty information from her CRM profile. And crucially, it's also connected to external data sources, hyperlocal weather APIs, energy market pricing, and even anonymized data from other homes in her neighborhood. One Tuesday morning, an AI model, let's call it Einstein, notices a subtle but persistent trend. Over the last 3 months, Maria's household energy consumption has crept up by 18%. At the same time, the long-range weather forecast for her region predicts a record-breaking hot and humid summer. Einstein runs a simulation. It projects Maria's expected energy production against her new consumption baseline and the predicted weather. The result is a red flag. For the first time since her installation, Maria is on track to have a solar deficit. She's going to end up paying the utility company, nullifying the very reason she went solar in the first place. Now the old world playbook is simple. Do nothing. Wait for Maria to get a shocking $150 electric bill in August, get angry, feel betrayed, and call the support line confused and frustrated. The support agent would then have to scramble, look up her account, and try to explain complex energy trends over the phone, all while Maria's trust in solar success plummets. But this is 2026. This is Experience Cloud. Instead, Maria gets a push notification on her phone. It's from the Solar Success app. The message isn't a generic marketing blast. It's personal. It says, "Hi Maria. We've prepared your personalized summer energy independence plan. It looks like your energy needs are growing, and we want to ensure you never pay the utility company again." Curious, she taps the notification. It takes her directly into her personalized Experience Cloud portal. But the dashboard she sees today is completely different from the one she saw last year. It's not just showing her past performance. It's showing her the future. A beautifully designed, easy-to-understand infographic shows her current energy production, her new consumption trend line, and a projected energy gap for the upcoming summer months. It's clear, concise, and a little bit alarming. But right below the warning is the solution. Not a generic "buy more panels" button. It's a dynamic, interactive energy independence plan. Einstein has already analyzed her roof layout, her budget profile, and the latest solar panel technology. It presents her with 3 distinct, fully costed options. Option 1 is the targeted boost. The AI has identified that adding just 2 of the new generation, higher efficiency panels to a specific, sun-drenched section of her roof will close 90% of the projected gap. The portal shows a 3D augmented reality view of how her roof would look. It shows the exact cost, the financing options available with a single click, and calculates her new return on investment down to the penny. Option 2 is the smart home integration. The system knows she doesn't have a smart thermostat. It proposes a new integrated thermostat that talks to her solar array. It explains in simple terms how it will pre-cool her house during peak sun hours when energy is free, and ease off when clouds roll in. It shows a projected 25% reduction in her HVAC-related energy consumption, complete with a testimonial from another Solar Success customer in a nearby town. Option 3 is the Total Independence Package. It's a home battery system. The portal doesn't just show the product. It shows a simulation of her energy flow throughout the day. It shows the battery charging with excess solar during the afternoon and then powering her home through the evening, completely isolating her from the grid and its peak hour pricing. It even shows her how, during a critical heat wave, she could potentially sell her stored energy back to the grid for a profit. This isn't a sales page. This is a consultation. It's a strategic partnership delivered through a digital interface. Maria isn't being sold to. She's being empowered. She's being looked after. She can compare the options, run different scenarios, and even click a button to join a scheduled Ask an Expert webinar or be connected directly into a community forum to discuss battery options with other Solar Success owners. Let's pause and dissect what just happened. This is the symphony of the Salesforce platform playing in perfect harmony. Data Cloud was the orchestra, gathering all the disparate notes of data into one place. Einstein AI was the conductor, interpreting that data, seeing the future, and composing the perfect solution. And Experience Cloud was the concert hall itself, the beautiful, elegant, and perfectly tuned venue that delivered that symphony directly to the audience of one Maria. This proactive, predictive personalization is the core of customer relationship management in 2026. It fundamentally flips the script. The company is no longer just a vendor of a product. It's a long-term partner in the customer's success. The value of the product is no longer just the hardware on the roof. It's the continuous, intelligent service delivered through the digital experience. Solar Success has deepened its relationship with Maria, increased her lifetime value, and solidified her loyalty, all without a single human needing to pick up the phone. She feels seen, understood, and valued. And this process is happening silently and automatically for every single one of their thousands of customers every single day. The system is constantly monitoring, learning, and looking for opportunities to add value. Whether it's a preemptive maintenance alert for a dirty panel detected by a dip in production, a notification about new local green energy tax credits, or an invitation to a referral program when it detects a neighbor is searching for solar online. This creates a powerful self-reinforcing loop. The more Maria engages with her portal, the more data she provides. The more data she provides, the smarter the AI gets. The smarter the AI gets, the more personalized and valuable the experience becomes. And this loop is the engine of the 2026 business. For Orahome, the company behind Maria's smart home, this isn't just about making one customer happy. It's about fundamentally changing the economics of their business. Every question Maria gets answered by the AI is a support ticket that a human agent doesn't have to handle. That's a direct, measurable cost saving, multiplied by thousands or even millions of customers. Every proactive recommendation that Maria accepts, whether it's a new energy-saving routine or an add-on sensor, increases her lifetime value. Every piece of feedback she provides, implicitly through her usage or explicitly through a survey, is a priceless insight fed directly back into their product development and marketing teams. They are no longer guessing what customers want. They are co-creating the future of their products with them, in real time. The churn rate plummets because leaving Orahome would mean leaving behind a personalized ecosystem that knows you, assists you, and evolves with you. It's like firing the world's most efficient personal assistant. But the true genius of what Salesforce is enabling with Experience Cloud in 2026 goes even deeper. It's the understanding that a modern business isn't just a two-way street between a company and its customers. It's a complex, multi-lane highway, a bustling city of partners, suppliers, distributors, and contractors. The relationship with these stakeholders is just as critical as the one with the end customer. And managing it on spreadsheets, emails, and phone calls is just as archaic as sending Maria a paper manual. So let's zoom out from Maria's living room and travel 100 miles away to a small commercial office. Here we meet David. David runs a small but successful business installing solar panels and high-efficiency HVAC systems. He is a certified Orahome partner. In the old days, say 2023, being a partner was a constant struggle. He'd get a sporadic email with a list of potential leads, often with incomplete information. To get technical specs, he'd have to dig through a clunky, password-protected website with hundreds of outdated PDF files. If he had a complex question during an install, he'd call a partner support line and hope someone knowledgeable would pick up before the sun went down. Ordering new inventory was a mess of purchase orders and follow-up calls. He felt less like a partner and more like a low-priority vendor. But in 2026, David's entire business runs through his Orahome partner portal, built on the very same Experience Cloud platform that Maria uses. His experience, however, is completely different, tailored precisely to his needs as an installer. When David logs in, he doesn't see his energy usage. He sees his business at a glance. His dashboard is a command center. In the top left, a new leads component flashes. He clicks on it. Remember when Maria was interacting with the AI about reducing her carbon footprint, and the system suggested solar panels? That conversation didn't just end with a recommendation. It triggered a workflow. Based on Maria's location, the size of her home, and her stated interest, the system automatically created a qualified lead and routed it to the top-rated installer in her area, David. David can see all of Maria's relevant, non-private information right there. He sees the type of smart thermostat she has, the age of her home, and her average energy consumption. He's not going in blind. He has context. With one click, he accepts the lead. Instantly, the system sends an automated but personalized message to Maria through her portal, letting her know that a certified local expert, David, will be in touch shortly to schedule a consultation. The two separate experiences are now connected. The left hand knows exactly what the right hand is doing. But the portal is more than just a lead-passing machine. David needs to stay certified on Orahome's latest products. Instead of flying to a corporate training event, he accesses the Partner University. It's a library of interactive, on-demand training modules, complete with video tutorials, simulations, and quizzes. The system tracks his progress, and as he completes courses, he earns certification badges that are publicly displayed on his profile, increasing his credibility with customers like Maria. Let's say David is preparing a quote for a tricky roof installation. He's not sure about the best mounting hardware for a specific type of tile. In the past, this would have been a show-stopping problem. Now he navigates to the installer community section of the portal. This is a forum, a social network just for Orahome partners. He posts his question, attaching a photo from his phone. Within 15 minutes, two things happen. First, another experienced installer from a different state who has faced the same issue shares a detailed solution, complete with a product part number. Second, an Orahome product engineer, who monitors the forum, chimes in to confirm the solution and adds a link to the official installation guide for that specific hardware. David has solved his problem in minutes, not days. He has leveraged the collective intelligence of the entire partner ecosystem. This shared knowledge base becomes more valuable with every single interaction. Now it's time to create the quote. He doesn't need to cobble something together in a word processor. He uses the built-in configure price quote tool. It walks him through a series of questions, automatically pulling in the correct product SKUs, ensuring he's using the latest pricing, and even applying any relevant regional promotions or rebates. He can add his own labor costs, and the tool generates a professional or a home-branded proposal to send to Maria. It's consistent, it's accurate, and it makes his small business look like a major enterprise. Once Maria accepts the quote through her portal, the project status is updated across the entire system. David uses the portal to order the necessary panels and inverters directly from Aura Home's inventory. He can see real-time stock levels and shipping estimates. When the installation date is set, he updates the project calendar in his portal. This action automatically triggers another notification to Maria, confirming her appointment. No more phone tag, no more, "Let me check and get back to you." It's a single shared source of truth that orchestrates the entire experience for everyone involved. After the job is done, David marks it as complete. This triggers two final crucial workflows. First, it initiates the payment and commission process for David, streamlining his cash flow. Second, it sends a customer satisfaction survey to Maria, asking her to rate her experience with David's installation. That rating feeds directly back into David's partner scorecard, which is visible on his dashboard. This scorecard gamifies performance. Partners with higher satisfaction ratings, faster response times, and more completed jobs get priority access to new leads. It creates a meritocracy where the best partners are rewarded, which in turn ensures the best possible experience for the end customers. What we're seeing is the creation of a second parallel flywheel. It's the partner ecosystem flywheel. Enabled partners are more effective. Effective partners deliver better customer experiences. Better customer experiences lead to higher satisfaction and more sales. More sales generate more revenue and data for both Aura Home and the partner. This data is fed back into the system to create better training, better products, and more intelligent lead routing. Just like with the customer, it's a self-reinforcing loop of shared success. The company, the partner, and the customer are no longer operating in separate silos. They are three distinct, yet interconnected, nodes in a single intelligent value network, all orchestrated by one unified platform. This new reality transforms the very texture of commerce. It's no longer about transactions, it's about transitions. It's not about support tickets, it's about support journeys. The platform isn't just a system of record, it's a system of intelligence, a central nervous system connecting every part of the business ecosystem in real time. But what does that actually look like? How does this orchestration prevent the cacophony of miscommunication and create a symphony of service? Let's move from the abstract to the concrete. Imagine a homeowner in 2026. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah owns a state-of-the-art solar panel and battery storage system from a company called Lumina. One Tuesday morning, her system's efficiency dips unexpectedly. In the old world, Sarah's journey would begin with frustration. She'd search for a customer service number, wait on hold, explain her problem to a Tier 1 agent who would then escalate it, and days later maybe a technician would be dispatched. But Sarah lives in the 2026 Experience Cloud world. She doesn't even notice the efficiency dip at first. The system does. An IoT sensor on her battery flags an anomaly. This data doesn't go to a dusty server log. It flows directly into Salesforce Data Cloud, instantly updating Sarah's living profile. Salesforce's AI Einstein immediately analyzes the data stream. It cross-references the fault code with millions of historical data points from other Lumina systems. It concludes there's a 94% probability that a specific microinverter is about to fail. Before Sarah even thinks about making coffee, her phone buzzes. It's a notification from the Lumina app, an experience powered by Experience Cloud. It doesn't say, "We've detected a problem." It says, "Hi Sarah. We've detected a potential issue with your system's performance. To ensure you have uninterrupted power, we've already identified the fix. A certified local partner, EcoFix Solar, has the replacement part in stock and has an opening tomorrow at 10 a.m. You can confirm with one tap. Here is a link to their profile and customer ratings. Think about the sheer density of intelligence in that single message. The system didn't just find a problem. It diagnosed it, sourced the solution, vetted the provider, checked inventory, and synchronized schedules. Sarah taps Confirm. Instantly, a case is created. The work order, complete with the specific microinverter model number, diagnostic logs, and Sarah's service history, is assigned to an EcoFix technician. The part is automatically allocated from Lumina's inventory and routed to EcoFix for the appointment. The technician doesn't need to call Lumina for details. He logs into his partner portal, his own tailored view of the Experience Cloud, and sees everything he needs. He sees the system schematics, the notes from the AI, and even a short AI-generated video showing the most efficient way to replace that specific inverter on that model of roof. When the technician arrives, he's not a stranger. He's an informed, empowered extension of the Lumina brand. He completes the repair, scans the new part, and closes the work order on his tablet. Sarah's living profile is updated. The warranty information for the new part is automatically activated, and an AI-powered survey is sent to Sarah, asking not just how was your service, but based on the technician's notes, it seems you were interested in optimizing your battery for evening use. Would you like to see a personalized guide on how to do that? This isn't magic. This is the logical endpoint of a truly connected platform. Let's break down the 3 pillars that make this seamless future possible. First, you have the Unified Data Foundation, which in 2026 is Salesforce Data Cloud. The old way was to painstakingly stitch together data from different systems, your CRM, your ERP, your partner database, your IoT platform. It was a constant, brittle, and expensive integration nightmare. The Data Cloud approach is fundamentally different. It doesn't just move data around. It creates a single, harmonized, real-time model of your entire business. Customer data, partner data, product telemetry, support interactions, marketing engagement. It all flows into one place and is resolved into a single comprehensive profile for every person and every device. This is the fuel for the entire intelligent network. Without clean, unified, real-time data, AI is just guessing. The second pillar is what we call composability. The portal Sarah used and the portal the technician used weren't built from scratch by a team of expensive developers over 6 months. They were assembled like high-tech Legos using pre-built intelligent components. Lumina's business team, not their IT department, can literally drag and drop functionalities onto a page. They need a scheduling component? Drag it in. They want to add a knowledge-based search bar? Drag it in. They want to display a map of certified partners? Drag in the map component and connect it to the partner data. This composable architecture means businesses can create and modify these digital experiences at the speed of thought. If Lumina decides they want to add a peer-to-peer forum for customers to help each other, they can spin one up in an afternoon, not a fiscal quarter. This agility is the secret weapon. It allows companies to constantly experiment, learn, and adapt their customer and partner experiences without massive technical overhead. They can respond to market changes not in years, but in hours. The third, and perhaps most critical pillar, is the layer of trust and security that underpins everything. In a world where a company, its partners, and its customers are sharing this much data, privacy isn't an afterthought, it's the bedrock. This is where Experience Cloud in 2026 truly shines. It's built on the Hyperforce architecture, allowing for data residency and compliance with local regulations, but it goes much further. Imagine inside Sarah's Lumina portal, there's a section called My Trust Center. Here, Sarah has a simple visual dashboard that shows her exactly what data she is sharing with whom and for what purpose. She can see that she has granted EcoFix Solar access to her system's diagnostic data and service history for the duration of the repair. She can see that Lumina is using her anonymized energy usage data to improve its grid-level predictions. With a simple toggle, she can revoke any of these permissions at any time. This isn't about burying permissions in a 50-page legal document. It's about making trust an active, manageable part of the relationship. The platform empowers the customer to be the ultimate arbiter of their own data. This transparency is what transforms a potentially invasive data-sharing ecosystem into a trusted, collaborative value network. The customer isn't just a passive recipient of service. They are an active, consenting, and empowered participant in their own experience. So you have these 3 forces working in concert: a unified data foundation that provides the raw intelligence, a composable framework that allows for rapid, flexible creation of experiences, and an unshakable layer of trust that makes the entire exchange possible. This isn't just a better version of a customer portal. It is a fundamental rewiring of the relationship between a business and the people it serves. It's the shift from a linear, fragmented chain of interactions to a dynamic, intelligent, and self-reinforcing ecosystem of value. This is how you manage customer relationships in 2026. Not by managing tickets or closing cases, but by orchestrating success for everyone involved. But what does it truly mean to orchestrate success? It's a paradigm shift in thinking. For decades, we've been conditioned to see customer relationships as a series of problems to be solved. Ticket comes in, we solve it. Question is asked, we answer it. A complaint is lodged, we resolve it. We became incredibly efficient firefighters, rushing from one blaze to the next, measuring our success by how quickly we could douse the flames. But an orchestrator doesn't fight fires. An orchestrator creates a symphony. They don't just react to a sour note. They anticipate it, they guide the musicians, they blend individual sounds into a harmonious masterpiece that moves the audience. In 2026, your Experience Cloud is your concert hall, your data is your sheet music, and your goal is to create a masterpiece of a customer journey. Let's make this real. Forget the jargon for a moment. Imagine a company called Aura, a maker of high-end electric mountain bikes. In the old world, a customer, let's call her Sarah, notices her bike's battery life is shorter than advertised. Her journey begins with frustration. She has to find a support number, wait on hold, explain her issue to a level 1 agent who follows a script, get a ticket number, and wait for a callback. The entire interaction is rooted in her problem. Aura is on the defensive, and Sarah is already annoyed. Now, let's look at this through the lens of a 2026 Experience Cloud ecosystem. Sarah's bike has an IoT chip that communicates with Salesforce. The system's AI, analyzing performance data from thousands of bikes, flags a subtle degradation pattern in Sarah's battery, weeks before she would have even noticed a real problem. What happens next is the orchestration. Sarah doesn't call Aura. Aura contacts Sarah. She gets a push notification on her phone through her Aura community app. It says, "Hi Sarah, your Aura is performing beautifully, but our system predicts your battery cell might underperform in the coming months. We believe in peak performance, so a brand new next-generation battery is already on its way to you, completely free. It should arrive Thursday." But it doesn't stop there. The notification continues. Click here for a 90-second video showing the simple one-click swap. Or if you prefer, here's a link to schedule a free visit from a local Aura technician at your convenience. Embedded below that is a personalized recommendation from the knowledge base, 3 pro tips for maximizing your new battery's lifespan, and finally an invitation. P.S. The Denver Aura Riders Group, which you're a member of, is planning a trail ride this Saturday. Looks like perfect weather. Think about the emotional journey. Sarah went from a non-event to a moment of pure delight. She wasn't a customer with a problem. She was a valued member of a community whose success was being proactively managed. Aura didn't just solve a future problem. They reinforced her decision to buy their product, they educated her, they connected her with her peers, and they did it all in a single, seamless, intelligent interaction. They didn't close a ticket. They built a lifelong advocate. That is the difference between managing cases and orchestrating success. This isn't science fiction. This is the convergence of technologies we've discussed, all working in concert. The IoT data fed into Salesforce. The AI engine predicted the issue. The CRM triggered the automated workflow. The Commerce Cloud processed the $0 order for the new battery. The Service Cloud scheduled the technician. And the Experience Cloud delivered the entire, beautiful, personalized message right to Sarah's fingertips. So what does this mean for you? If you're a Salesforce professional and admin, a developer, your role is elevating. You are no longer just configuring page layouts or building validation rules. You are becoming an architect of experiences. You are the one designing the systems that create these moments of delight. Your value to an organization is no longer just in your technical skill, but in your ability to translate business goals into these orchestrated, multi-channel journeys. If you're a business leader, a department head, a CEO, your metrics have to change. You need to stop obsessing solely over average handle time or first call resolution. Those are metrics from the age of firefighting. The new KPIs for 2026 are proactive resolution rate, customer lifetime value, community engagement score, and advocacy rate. You need to ask your teams not how fast did we close the case, but did we create an advocate in the process? Now, I know the immediate reaction to this can be one of skepticism. This sounds big. This sounds complex. This sounds expensive, and you're not wrong. It requires an investment, but the most critical investment isn't in the software. It's in the mindset. The technology is a powerful enabler, but the strategy is what brings it to life. The real question isn't, what is the cost of implementing this vision? The real question is, what is the staggering cost of not doing it? What is the cost of customer churn in an economy where switching brands is as easy as a single click? What is the cost of a negative reputation when a single bad experience can go viral and reach millions in an hour? What is the cost of being outmaneuvered by a competitor who decides to make this orchestrated experience their primary competitive advantage? The greatest barrier to this future isn't technology or budget. It's organizational inertia. It's the sales team that won't share its data. It's the service team that's afraid automation will make them obsolete. It's the marketing team that just wants to send email blasts. The 2026 vision demands the dissolution of these silos. Experience Cloud doesn't just provide a portal for customers. It provides a shared, unified battleground where your entire company can collaborate to win the war for customer loyalty. And as we stand on the precipice of this new era, we have to look even further. If this is 2026, what does 2030 look like? It looks like an experience so predictive, so deeply embedded in a customer's life, that the concept of customer support becomes completely archaic. It's a world where your products and services don't just solve problems, but actively help your customers achieve their goals. A fitness app that doesn't just track your runs but collaborates with your smart fridge and calendar to suggest healthy meals and schedule workouts. A financial services firm that doesn't just offer a retirement calculator, but builds a dynamic, lifelong financial plan that adjusts in real time to market changes and life events. The line between product, service, and community will evaporate completely. They will fuse into a single continuous value stream. Your customers will become your best salespeople, your most innovative R&D partners, and your most loyal brand ambassadors, all because you chose to stop treating them like ticket numbers and started orchestrating their success. So, as we conclude this journey, I want you to take a hard look at your own organization. Are you still building a better fire department? Are you still celebrating how quickly you can react? Or are you ready to become the conductor? Are you ready to pick up the baton and start composing your own customer masterpiece? The tools are more powerful than ever. The data is richer than we could have ever imagined. The customer's expectation for a seamless, proactive, and personalized experience has never been higher. The future of customer relationships is not a mystery. It's a choice. It's a choice to move from fragmented transactions to holistic relationships, from reactive problem-solving to proactive success orchestration. The time to start building that future is not in 2026. It's right now, because in the new era of customer experience, the companies that win won't just sell the best product. They will be the ones who build the most successful customers,